Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ArsenGirl Gaming. My name is Heather, and I thank you for joining me for another Sims 4 speed build. This one is really a fun one and one that I really enjoyed doing. I wanted to build kind of like a beach bar and restaurant, and of course, it had to be set in Sulani because where else would it go? But I wanted it to be somewhere that I would want to go and hang out, and it's kind of like my dream little beach bar. It's not like a country club or anything like that, but it is a place where you can go in the water, you can come up on your boat, you can go out for a nice dinner, you can go out for karaoke. Out in the sun, whatever you want to do, you can do at this place, but it's all about having fun in the sun. And, I'm all about that. I love, love, love fun in the sun. I love the sun. I love the beach. I love the sand. I just love it all. And I wanted to make something that kind of represented that for me. And at the same time, I wanted it to be an actual, like, get to work or dine out restaurant. Like, I wanted to staff it, have a kitchen, have people actually be able to work and serve customers so that I could put this in my game and have it be completely usable as a restaurant. I've never really built a full on, like, fully staffed waiter, waitresses, chef, the whole thing restaurant. So that was kind of a new experience for me and kind of fun. I don't show you in the video, but it was kind of cool being able to go and pick out like the uniforms and all of that and customize them. And so, anyway, that was the whole idea behind this. And then it became something that I really did want to see happen in real life. So maybe someday I will be able to like recreate something like this. I doubt it because beachfront property is really expensive. I live in an area where there is miles and miles of beach towns that are like you literally drive from a major beach city town into smaller ones down to another larger one, and some are very posh, and on their coast they have like condos, and there's nowhere really fun to like go and hang out on the beach. There's nowhere to get a drink and sit and watch the waves or watch the sunset or anything like that. You have to do that kind of behind the condos, which is kind of annoying to me. I kind of like the way they did it in California, where most of the coastline nobody can build their houses on. Maybe not most, but like big, big batches of it, where even like in Venice and stuff where they build houses, there's just still public access and walkways. So a lot of the places where in my area where we live, when they build a house or a condo, then that condo or that house that owns that beachfront, meaning that you can't access it from the street. Now you can come up from down the beach, and theoretically they're not supposed to be able to like kick you out, I believe. But there's not a lot of like recreation and stuff. So then we have these other little beach towns where they do have places where you can go and get a drink and sit out and watch the sunset, overlook the water. And those are my favorite places. They usually have music going, people are playing volleyball or, riding jet skis or windsurfing or, all the kind of things you associate with like a beach holiday. So even though you live in the area, when you go there, you're like, oh, this is so nice. It is like hanging out in a vacation land, but I literally drive a few minutes and I'm home and I'm back to like everyday life. And that is where I find myself the happiest. Like there's this one place that is really, it's kind of like a dive, and I probably shouldn't love it as much as I do, but you go up like 5 flights and you go to their rooftop bar, and they are not directly on the water. So there's the building, and then there's a parking lot, and then there's the beach, but there's nothing in between them and the water views. So when you sit up there and you have a drink or cocktail, well, cocktails and drinks are the same, I guess, but you guys know where I'm going. Appetizers, things like that. You have this like direct line of sight to the water. During the day, it's gorgeous. At sunset, it's just like, oh my gosh, mind-boggling beautiful. And it's one of my favorite places to go. Of course, it's the farthest away of all the beaches from my house, so I don't get to go there as often as I would like to. And I was thinking about possibly building one of those type places down the line. It's going to be a much bigger build if I do that, because the bottom floor is like retail shop. And then I don't know what the second, I think it's 5 stories. It's either 3 or 5 stories. Anyway, it's high up, but it feels like it's 5 stories. I might be off, but I know one level is a complete restaurant. And the one end of the restaurant is nothing but just windows that overlook the water. And it's like, oh my God, so beautiful. And then you have to go up a whole another, it might be 2 more levels before you get to the rooftop bar. So maybe there's 3 interior levels and then the fourth level. I don't know. Maybe I need to go back down there and do some research because my memory is failing me at the moment. But anyway, that is my takeaway from it. So retail, interior restaurant, exterior bar, like they have these like seating areas, and then they have the fire pits outside. So in the back of my mind when I was building this, I was kind of thinking about that. Even though this is actually smaller than the building that I'm describing, the building I'm describing would be probably, if I were to take this base of this build and make it more of a rectangle and then go just up several levels. So it's a lot more spacious, and you can have a lot of people inhabiting it. But of course, in this world of Sims, we are only allotted 8 people to live on a lot and limited on the numbers of people that can visit an establishment because of being a computer game, of course. So I kind of kept it a little bit smaller. Plus, I really wanted to use this lot itself because it's surrounded basically on 3 sides by water. And I thought that would just be really, really charming. But I did try to encompass a lot of what my favorite place is made out of. So you can see off to the left, you've got this open air karaoke bar. It's colorful, it's playful. You can go in and play music. I envision that at night they could have, somebody on a guitar outside by the dance floor. And I did, by the way, put a dance floor on the like boardwalk because people want to dance, right? And there's no room inside, really. I mean, a little room with karaoke, but mostly no room. I wanted to make room. I wanted people to be able to dance, and who doesn't want to dance on the water? So basically, that's what you're doing. You're going to go out on that glass dance floor. Underneath, it's going to be the sand and the water and the fish and maybe a dolphin or two, and you can just dance the night away. And then, of course, inside, it's all open air, so no air conditioning. You can have a little bit of fans, but then you can go into the building to use the facilities. And of course, if you wanted to do that after you had a nice dinner, here is this luxurious dining room with all those windows that can be closed or open, even though technically they're open air. I also wanted you definitely to be able to feel the sea breezes, feel like you're at a very nice, posh waterfront restaurant, and still have the ability to go next door and get a little bit more funky after dinner's done or whatever. So you notice the colors I used very different. So it's very, very colorful on kind of the bar side, a little bit more muted on the dinner side. And I end up just scrapping this whole center section and turning it into more of a lounge fire pit area. I didn't really like the way these tables were working out, and I was thinking maybe we had a little bit too much seating as far as like tables, not enough seating for people to kind of just relax and unwind together. And like, okay, so I this is totally kind of a different subject, but similar because I ramble and you guys know that if you watch any of these. Anyway, so I was at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure this weekend, and we were done. We were waiting to go to a restaurant, which we didn't think opened until a little bit later than it was. So we went to this outdoor area of another restaurant where they had all these fire pits, and then they had nice seating so you could just, you could sit on a couch or sit at a table, or we sat in Adirondack chairs around a fire pit and just kind of communicate with the people that you were with. It was just so nice. The weather was perfect. There was a breeze and we could see the water. It was so nice. And that's kind of where I find myself the happiest. So I think when I do builds or things in Sulani, I think I always draw on that kind of thing, right? So it's all about creating these communal spaces, these areas where people can just be together and enjoy being together, right? Because so much of our time these days are spent with our heads in our phones, looking at our electronics, Instagramming the food we're eating, Instagramming our drink, taking pictures of this, taking pictures of that. I'm as guilty as the next person, but I really envision kind of a balance in my life and I kind of strive for that, and that's why all these communal areas are so like important to me. And when I do builds like this, they end up being so much of what I incorporate into it because I think it's kind of like my creation of my own utopia, if that makes any kind of sense. Anyway, so that's why I do this. And that brings me to another topic. I want an entire pack for The Sims. It could just be a stuff pack. I'm not going to be greedy, but I would love a pack that had more group activities. I want a cornhole game. I want the kind of stuff you would do like tailgating, which would kind of be fun if they included any of that in the rumored university pack, because I love when you have like a group of people together and they're all kind of doing the same thing and all enjoying themselves and having fun doing it, if that makes sense. So bear pong, cornhole, we've got darts. I love a pool table. Oh my gosh. I love that in like The Sims 2, the pool tables. Pinball machines, things like that. I would love just a pack with just that kind. Maybe it could be like the Sims 4 game time stuff pack or something. If you guys have games that you think would be perfect for my imaginary pack, leave them in the comments below so that I can pass that on, because I think I'm going to rally for this pack, this imaginary pack. I really want it. And I think that if I rally hard enough, maybe, or if I dream big enough, maybe someday I'll get it. But could you imagine our Sims playing cornhole? Could you imagine like four Sims, two on each side, playing cornhole and tailgating? And if we get university, tailgating would be perfect for that. Oh, that would be just delightful. And while we're at it, then why don't we go for like a camping pack with like motorhomes and things like that that we can customize? I would like that as well. I'm just throwing that out there because that's where my brain goes. Like I start to think, oh, I wish I had this in game. I wish I had this in game. And I am not a very good custom content creator. I'm not a custom content creator, be it very good or otherwise. And I am not even a very good custom content user because I tend to play sort of vanilla games because I want to be able to upload whatever I create to the gallery so that you guys can enjoy it at the same time. And speaking of the gallery, this build is up there for you to download. So if you would like to do so, you can find it if you look under my username, hashtag ArsenGirl. You should be able to find it. I can't remember exactly what I tagged it as. It might be tagged as hashtag Tiki. I can't even talk. Sorry. Hashtag Tiki Beach Bar and Grill. And you can download it into your game and, of course, make it your own if you would like to. I would love to see. I always encourage you guys, if you take any of my builds and put them back up into the gallery after you have changed them. Tag me so that I can find them, because someday I may just go tour any of my designed builds or builds you redesign, whatever. I love seeing what you guys take because my imagination only hits A, B, and C, and yours usually takes it to a whole another level. And then I'm like, wait a minute, why didn't I not think of that? That's so freaking cool. And I love to see what you guys can do. So if you are up to the challenge, find this in the gallery, download it, make it your own. Upload it again, tag me, let me know, and I will be happy to check it out and possibly do a video tour of it down the line and share it with everyone else as well because, sharing is caring. I have done a lot of speed builds and I have done a lot of rambling, and I would love to also know what you guys think. Do you guys like me talking about stuff in my life, or would you prefer me just to talk mainly about the build and what I'm doing in the build? Because I start out that way and then I'm like, oh, I'm like a cat seeing a mouse or something. My ADHD kicks in, my train of thought goes down a whole different pathway, and before I know it, I have rambled for 15, almost 16 minutes, and you guys are like, Heather, are you going to talk about the build at all? And there we have it. So let me know what you guys think about that and which way you prefer my voiceovers to be. I'm not making any promises that I will change how I do my voiceovers, but I do have a lot of speed builds coming, which means a lot of rambling coming. And of course, if you hate it, I'd like to know. And if you love it, then yay. So I don't know. Anyway, I am really on a rambling tear, and I should be talking about how gorgeous Sulani looks at night and how much fun it would be to sit out by the fire and just listen to the waves crash against the dock. Oh my gosh. I want to be there. I just want to be there in real life. Like, I want to go to Tahiti. I want to jet ski. I want to go. Actually, if I'm going to dream, here's my dream. I want to sail to Tahiti on a luxury yacht liner and kind of like below deck med or whatever. And one of those boats, I want to sail to Tahiti on that. And then I want to stay at a resort like one I built a few months ago. And then I want to go to a beach bar like this and just hang out as I've been Ubered. Or is there like a boat version of Uber? That would be kind of cool if like somebody came. I mean, they call them on yachts like tenders, but maybe like a Uber tender Uber. Anyway, I would like to be Ubered in by boat and eat my dinner, drink my drinks, karaoke my little heart out, and then get back on my Uber tender and go back to my cabana in my resort. Oh, wait, that gives me a great idea. What I should do is build a massive resort compound and have this be part of it as the little outdoor bar and grill restaurant area. That's my evil laugh as I think about what could possibly be. I've had a couple build ideas while I was doing this voiceover today, so that's pretty cool. I am having such a ball building. I don't know what it is right now. I am actually having more fun building than I am playing, and I'm really, for the first time, feeling like some of these builds are pretty exciting. And I hope that you guys are subscribed to my channel because in the coming weeks, I have several builds that will be dropping and you won't want to miss them. I think they're really good, and I had a lot of fun creating them for you guys. I do hope that if you're subscribed, you ring the bell because ringing the bell lets YouTube know to notify you when I post something new on the channel so that you don't miss out. Though I do have stuff scheduled pretty much every other day from here on out. So you can pretty much count on something coming the day after tomorrow. And if you're new to my channel and you want to get caught up on some of my old stuff, then those off days are a great day to go in and watch some of my old builds. You can see if I've gotten any better as I've been doing more and more of these. And if you're into tiny houses, I have a ton of those builds. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, I do hope you'll give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you watched. And of course, any comments, feedback, I love hearing from you. So please leave those for me in the comment section of the video. And I have revamped my Discord. The link for that and the invite is in the comments as well. So join me there. Until next time, have a great one.